to a very special edition of Balcony TV. I'm Priscillia Seelan. Today, we're doing something a little bit different. We are not having just our regular on the balcony performance with our artists. We're actually lucky enough to have a sit-down chat with our artists today. And we are fortunate enough to have Mr Probz. How's it going?
I'm good.
So what do your friends call you? Do your friends call you Mr Probz, P?
Well, they call me P and Probz, but I always introduce myself as Dennis. Because that's what my mother called me.
Okay.
But it's whatever, whatever.
Okay.
Like I don't care if it's one or the other.
Okay. All right. So I'll call you Dennis then.
Yes.
Is that okay? I'll call you Dennis. All right. So right now, Waves is a big hit. I mean, it's been a big hit for quite a while now, actually, for a couple of years.
Yes.
But you've been nominated for the iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Thank you, iHeart. Yeah.
Yeah. Dance Award.
Yes.
Dance Song of the Year.
Yes.
Is that
It's
correct?
the second time, I think.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
2 in 1. There you go.
Yes.
2 congratulations in 1. So I'm imagining that is probably one of the songs that you get asked to perform a lot.
Yeah.
Do you ever get sick of that? Do you ever think...
No, that song has done so much for me. I could never be ungrateful and be like, oh, so now I got to do the song again. That song was really good to me. So I think I would never feel like that. There's even been moments 2 years after it got released where I might have had a rough day or whatever, or something that would pop into my head while I'm performing a song, and it will give like a whole different emotional perspective. That keeps changing. So no, soon as I put it out there, it was exactly what I wanted it to be. So even if I would have to do it 1,000 times, that means that's a good thing. That means I'm still doing good. So I can never look at it like that ever.
So it's always exciting to perform it.
Always.
Now you have collaborated with some amazing artists as well.
Yes.
Just to name a couple, 50 Cent, Armin van Buuren. Is there a collaboration that you've done that is possibly your favorite, or is there an ideal collaboration that you're still waiting to do?
I'm not really waiting on one. Like for me, it's all about energy. If I meet the people, and we have that certain chemistry or that click, then we'll see what comes from it. But I don't really have like a list of artists that I have to work with. Like I can just listen to their music and enjoy it.
Right.
And as far as the people that I work with, they were all special, special situations, and they're behind the scenes. There were a lot more of them. Mm-hmm. I just don't put it out there publicly. I just let it happen. If I'm in the studio with someone, I'd rather have it happen first and get finished and then surprise the world than to put it out there like right away.
So you go off more of their vibe more than it's a.
And I learn something every time. Like with every artist or every producer that I work with, I learn something every time, and I think that's more important.
Right.
What I learn from it. I'm always looking for something in there what I could use for the future.
Right.
So I've even had talks, just regular talks, no working, no nothing, and where I was like, okay, this is something I can use, and this is something that's going to help me along the way. So
now your music has been remixed a lot, both official remixes, some not so official remixes, and I hear that artists consider each song or track their baby. Now, have you ever come across a remix that you thought, oh my God, they've just mutilated my child?
Well, you could look at it like that, or you could just take it as flattery. It's to me it's motivating, because like if you can inspire somebody else to do something like that, it's beautiful. I think that's a beautiful thing. Of course, I'm not gonna agree with all of them.
Right.
There's versions out there where I'm like, did you even bother checking out the metro, like the BPM of the song, like to make it sync with the beat?
Right.
That's cool. If that's what made that person's day, then it's good.
Right.
Like I don't look at it like that. And if I would, the Waves remix with Robin Schultz wouldn't have seen, it was already out there, but it wouldn't be released officially,
Right.
And I also, there's a flip side to that, because I also think that now with this whole the direction it's going to. It's like now if you have a great song, the first question is, okay, so when are we gonna have the remix? That I don't like, because that, like, if a remix happens and it's cool, I understand, but it's almost like an original is not enough anymore. We need at least 10 remixes of it. I understand how it works. I'm not against it, but that's something that I don't really like about it.
Right.
It's like when, let's say I have a new single, the first thing that people ask is like, okay, so when are we gonna get like this whole list of remixes? And I'm like, okay, so when did we get to that point where original music doesn't even matter anymore? It's just a sample, basically.
Now, speaking of original music, so your music can actually fall into quite a few different categories.
I want to do all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Is there, though, a genre that you identify with more than the other?
The music genre.
So anything that
Anything
talks to you.
if it's authentic, if it's real. Well, real is like a vague concept, but like if it's honest and true and heartfelt, that's what I associate myself with.
Is there a genre at the moment? Because I know people go through different phases. Like, I mean, even me growing up, I might have been pop when I was a teenager, then suddenly I got into grunge and then get into R&B. Is there a genre that you feel more towards now?
It depends on the day. It depends on the mood, the party. I can hear some progressive house at a beach party somewhere. I can hear the same music somewhere else, and I won't like connect to it.
Right.
It all depends. I listen to everything.
Okay.
Like, you name it. Like, I listen to it as long as it's like, I can tell when it's just made for one purpose. That I don't like.
Right.
I just reject that really quick. Like, I just can't listen to it because I know what the purpose is, and then I start feeling like, like I'm being manipulated or something. It has to have a certain layer, a certain soul.
Right.
And if it got that, then it doesn't matter to me.
So in terms of music, again, sticking to music and type of music you create, what was the first instrument you ever picked up?
Well, there's only one.
Okay.
That's the guitar, and
Right.
the first 4 chords that I learned was waves. So I
Okay.
recorded that. I like the one you hear on the song. That's
Yeah.
not me. Like, I don't play like that.
Yeah.
But my guitarist, we redid the guitar, and that's the first, and also one of the first songs where I was singing, because before that I just rapped, and I was working on a hip hop album called The Treatment, and I got a guitar for my birthday, and I just messed around a little bit and recorded some things, and that was like, the first thing that I learned to play.
So do you still use the guitar to write your music, or do you?
I like writing like when someone's playing, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what inspires me in terms of musically. It just happens. So I might get an idea, and then I'll just have like my guitarist like play a lot of things, and then I'll just hear like this one part, and then let him repeat that, and then we change like the sequencing of the chords and everything and the melodies. So it's like a really organic process,
That's pretty amazing. That it just happens. You just
If I knew where that came from, I would tap into that daily. But it's something magical, It's something that I can't really explain in words. It just happens. So.
Now, you are bilingual. Are you trilingual?
Yes.
So how many languages do you speak all in all?
I speak Dutch, German, English. I can understand a little bit of French, Spanish, and I speak Papiamento.
It's amazing. Okay, because I'm trilingual. So this is a question that anybody out there who can speak more than one language would be interested in. What language do you think in?
Well, that's the thing. I don't always think in words. It's
wow.
like, it's like I think in colors. Like if I see if I hear a song, the way I can tell if I can identify myself with it is if it has certain colors and shapes. I just start seeing stuff. That's how I like do math. Like,
right.
I don't see like a 3 and a 3 plus 3. I see like purple triangle plus purple triangle, and then they just merge and like something else. It's crazy. I can't explain.
You're blowing my mind a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's crazy. So and it's like in dreams. I don't speak. I just think. I don't have to tell myself. Like if I have a certain feeling, I know what that is. Like,
Right.
If I'm angry, if I'm happy, like I don't have to tell myself that I'm angry or happy. Like I know, like I can feel it in my gut, you know. And I don't communicate like with words when I'm talking to myself.
Right.
But when, let's say I got to talk English, you know, I have to translate it first. So it will go from a feeling. And sometimes when I read things, it will pop up in Dutch, and then I'll have to translate it to English again, you know. So that's kind of a, you know, like a, yeah, like.
So it doesn't necessarily pop up in one language. It could pop up in English, and then you translate it to Dutch. It could go any way around.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. I would like to look inside your brain, but I'm a little bit
Well,
scared
you,
as well.
you speak multiple languages.
Yeah, but I don't think in colors. I can tell you that.
Yeah, well,
Or
that's a lot of creative people do that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what it is. It's just something that I, you know, got used to, and
It's pretty amazing.
I use it. So that way, let's say I hear something that like creates like dark shapes or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's not something I need to listen to. You know,
Right,
I just feel it.
You go with the feeling, with the vibe that it's giving off.
Yes.
So when did you realize that music was what you wanted to do? That you wanted to do music and that you would make it your bread and butter? That this wasn't just something
That I didn't know. I believed in it. I spoke it into existence, but I tried everything else, you know, and I didn't have like the most. I had like a troubled youth, you know, and that's how you say it, right? Troubled. So. There wasn't really anything else I could picture myself doing and enjoying. Music was the only thing that I did it for years, and it was still as exciting. Like even I wanted to learn more. I wanted to be better at it, and there was nothing else that motivated me like that.
Right.
And I'm not an artist that like when I was little, I knew that I was gonna be singing and entertaining and be on stages all around the world. Like I didn't know that, and at a certain point, I was like, all right. I really have to make a decision now because, like, you know, it's not going anywhere. And I used to draw as well, but I didn't think I was that good. You know, I saw people, like, drawing, like, pictures. Like, it looked like pictures, and I couldn't see myself doing that. And music was something that I got better at.
Right.
So, and I really enjoyed doing it. And, you know, I just felt like I had to do it. And see what happened.
So if you weren't doing music, is there anything that you think you would be doing? Or is this just, it's music or broke, has it?
I tried so many things.
What have you tried? Like, give us an example. You said drawing.
Drawing.
One.
Wow. I'm not sure if the people at home want to know that. No.
Fill in blank.
Yes,
okay,
blank. Cut to black, and then so you know. No. There's a lot of things, and I could never really work for. Like I don't want to say I didn't have the discipline to work for a company.
Right.
You know, if I didn't get to choose which direction I wanted to take, whatever, you know, it's like I didn't like to be controlled as much. You know, I didn't have the discipline to wake up every morning and go to a place that I didn't want to be at.
Right.
That was just something that I just didn't picture myself doing, and I had a really hard time doing that, you know. And now I can go work all day, like if you want to call it work. Like I can do a tour and not sleep, be sick and everything, and I still love what I do.
Right.
So, you know, like we were just saying, like if you love what you do, you don't have to work a day in your life, and that's something I think, you know, more people should do.
Yeah.
You know, listen to your intuition and listen to your heart, and if you know, because a lot of people are unhappy with the situation, then try to change the situation. That's, you know.
I always like the saying, if you don't like where you are, leave, because you're not a tree.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Change your situation.
And it's not going to be easy, because it wasn't. It
Yeah.
really wasn't easy. Like water and bread, you know, at a certain point.
Right.
But I made a decision and I stuck to it.
Right.
And that's something where a lot of people might just give up, you know. But if you know what the goal is, if you can clearly see it,
Yeah.
you should go for it. Like that window will not be open forever, you know.
Because I was going to ask you, do you think that is the key to success? Just figuring out what it is you want to do, and regardless of the challenges that are going to be placed in front of you, just keep your eye on the prize and just keep going.
Definitely.
At it, even if it's
if
red
I tell
water.
you my story, like if I would look at my story and see myself in a movie, I would not believe it. You know, if I would like see half of it, I'll be like, okay, so this is not gonna go. This is not gonna end well.
Right.
You know, but eventually I was like, I can't look back. I just gotta keep my eyes ahead and just keep moving because I'm here. I made it this far, so that's, you know, that it has a reason.
Right.
You know, and everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different route. Like what works for me might not work for somebody else, you know, and that's cool.
Yeah.
It's the same as how I look at other people's lives, and I'm like, oh, wow, you was really lucky. That doesn't mean that I will have the same amount of luck or the same amount of this or that. You have to find your own rhythm, connect with that one purpose. You know, everyone has that voice.
Yeah.
You just not everybody listens to it, and the people that listen to it the least complain the most. You know, and they want to stay on this safe side and be like, okay, and hate on everything that's moving.
Right.
And are scared, you know, and don't like the fact that other people will risk it all. You know,
Right.
and I'm not saying that everybody at home should be like risking everything and, you know, put everything on black or red or no, it's not like that. It's just like if you listen, all you got to do is listen. It will
Right.
come to you in dreams. It will come to you in people, in the shape of people.
Mm-hmm.
People will tell you certain things. They will repeat certain things, and you'll be like, oh, that's funny. Like that person on the other side of the world told me the same thing, and you won't connect the dots.
Right.
Because you're in a safe bubble and you want to stay there.
Yeah.
But you're still unhappy. You know?
You're talking about the law of the universe. I think I've heard this called the law of attraction. Basically, if you tune in to the inner voice, it will tell you what you need to do.
Yes.
And just listen to it.
Yes.
And not,
I don't
be
write
scared.
books.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have a book to sell. Like, it's not that. I'm just
Maybe
saying
you
how.
should write a book. I don't know.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't
Yeah.
believe
Right.
what was in there. You know,
Right.
because it's just too crazy. Like, you know, it's a sci-fi movie.
All right, let's talk a little bit about actually what you've gone through. Now, I've got it down here, and I want to
You got
see,
a part of it.
I've got a part of it, yeah, and that's incredible. It's now, is this correct? You were in a serious car accident.
Mm-hmm.
You have been shot.
Yes.
Oh my Lord. And a fire basically, literally had your first official album go up in smoke.
Yeah.
Is that, so
I
all
had
that
to jump
is,
out the window and run for my life. You know.
so all that is true. That's not an exaggeration of any sort.
No, and that's just a part of it.
So, okay, having experienced this, how do you not stop and just get angry and just want to give up and go like, oh, you know what, this just
Well,
F this shit.
Well, giving up never brought like if you give up, there's nothing to gain from that. You're only gonna either stand still or go backwards, right? And for me, like I wanna take everything and get everything out of life that I can. Like
Okay.
I think everybody wants that, you know. And it's also the way you look at things. Like you can be like, oh, why did it happen to me?
Yeah.
Or you can be like, why did it happen to me? And what do I have to do with it? You know, it's a way of looking at things. Like that fire for me, that was like, okay, the only thing that was saved was the album, the computer that had the music, and my phone, and some papers that I needed to, like, you know, live, basically.
LA traffic, people.
Yes.
Can you hear that? It doesn't
Yes.
get more authentic and raw than this right now. Okay.
No, we just played the new single in the studio, so
Yeah.
they're like sending the fire.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, the firemen there.
They're heading there.
Yeah, they're
to-
heading there right now. We just
to hear the
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
so
This is insane.
see,
This is crazy.
it's a big, you know.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
This is how insane his new single is. They're all rushing over there. Anyway, okay, back to
Yeah, the
we were talking
perspective.
about
Yeah,
we're talking
it's-
about perspective.
It's all about perspective. Like, there's a lesson and there's a something you can get out of any situation. You know, even the shooting. You know, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. That wasn't me, like being in the wild west, like jumping out of cars and doing. That was just me with my hands in my pocket, standing somewhere. Someone got into an argument, and I was shot. Out of all the situations in my life that I could have been in where that was supposed to happen, you know, sorta, that wasn't it.
Right.
So I woke up in the hospital. I saw the people that I loved around me, and I was like, I'm here. And right before, when that happened, you know, it started fading to black. And the first thing that came to mind, I wasn't scared. Like, I wasn't scared of what was going to happen. I was scared that, like, it's crazy. I felt sort of like a shame. It was like shame, like that I didn't use all the opportunities that were presented to me. And I was like, if I'm gonna stay here, I'm not gonna do that again.
Okay.
And then I, you know, went to the hospital, came home. It took me a while to like recover, and ever since then, I just have this thing where I'm like, if somebody tells me I can't do it, I have to double that.
Right.
You know, and it's the same with all these situations. Like 2 months ago, they broke into my studio. Like, they took all my stuff, and so I could be like, okay, so why does this always happen to me? Or the record or the album that I was working on is not the album that I'm supposed to put out.
Right.
You know, I'm like really in tune with everything that's going on around me. So I'm not gonna sit there and be like, play the victim and be like, okay, I'm having bad luck. I'm like, nah.
Right.
I need to see what I can do with that. There's something there.
So you never felt angry or frustrated. You just dealt with it.
I only allow myself to be angry or frustrated or disappointed for one day.
Okay.
Even with the fire. Like, I was going through the ashes and everything, trying to see if I could find something. And I was like, listen, I'm still here. Right. I'm here.
Yeah.
And then I started like visualizing and come up with all these scenarios which could have been worse, and it would make me even happier and even more happy that I was okay. So
I'm hoping that guy that they're rushing to is having a not terrible day.
They just haters. Sound bombing.
All right. So, I mean, you're successful now despite everything that you've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
You're successful. People are listening to your music. You know, you're getting to see the world. What has been the best and the worst thing of fame and success?
Well, they go hand in hand. Like I just said, you know, you can look at it as the worst thing. Yeah. But you can also look at it like, okay, that's progress, that's growth. You know, I lost a lot of people on the way. I've seen a lot of sides of people, like the human. You know, I don't know how to explain it. There's like, you see all qualities and characteristics that people have, like the good sides and the bad side. You will see them all in this branch of this entertainment, you know, the entertainment industry. Right. It's like you will see so many ugly things, but you can also see so many beautiful things. And I tend to like look at the good stuff. Sometimes I might say something and it might sound like I'm complaining, but I'm just like trying to organize everything. I'm being a realist. Right. You know, and I just organize everything. Okay, so that happened. Like, I got to learn from that, and I just keep it going. But
has there been one thing that stands out in particular?
No, it's just right or wrong. Well, not right or wrong. It's just positive or negative. Right. I don't make a difference in between, like, the size of the. It could be a small blessing, you know, like someone that tells you that you really helped them through a tough time or whatever, you know, or it could be an award. You know, it for me, it's the same thing. It's positive. It's not negative. So I try to like not make a difference. You know, if to me it's love or it's not. It's not. Yeah.
Okay. So some cheekier questions.
Ooh, here we go.
What has been the weirdest thing a fan has ever sent you or thrown on stage?
I caught a few bras.
Is that weird though? That's not really
it's
weird.
Not.
No.
I should have saved it.
Do you want people to stop?
No, not at all. No. I don't know. Like I've gotten some really crazy messages, and like I said, like you will see certain aspects of the human psyche that you might not expect. You know, like somebody could send me like something really emotional, like a long story of how this kid has died and that uncle has whatever, you know, and then I'll go through it and I'm like, wow. And then I would type like a story like, okay, wow, I didn't know that. I'm sorry to hear that. And thank you, you know, for the motivation. And then they're like, hey, what's up, man? And then they just continue the conversation and like they didn't write that whole story just now, you know?
Yeah.
And that to me is like a shock, you know, like, whoa, okay. But other than that, you know, I'm really, like, I try to be as sober as I can, you know, like grounded and
so all that means, I mean, according to your philosophy, that just means the weirdest thing is yet to come.
I hope not, but I do. No, I don't know. I've seen quite some crazy situations. I've been in some crazy situations, but I don't. It's how you look at it, you know.
Okay.
I'm not easily surprised. Like
Okay.
Not that.
So what was these are questions from our Balcony TV LA producer. What was the last song you sang in the shower?
The last song, my new single.
Your new, of course.
Yes,
new single.
Finance
There you
Mess.
go. Boxes or briefs?
Boxes.
Sweet or savory?
Ooh, savory.
Katy Perry or Taylor Swift?
Katy Perry. Sorry.
Okay, going back a little bit more. Britney or Christina? This is for you know, our generation.
It depends. Now or back then?
Oh, how about back then?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
No comment.
How about now?
No comment.
Smart man.
Yes. I don't want to get in trouble.
I think that's pretty much all the time we have, actually, for this little chat. What's coming up next, though? I mean, we know you've got the iHeart Music Radio Awards. Obviously.
I'm touring with Armin. We're doing the Embrace tour. I'm basically right now. I'm just working on some new singles, wrapping them up. I just came from Atlanta.
You've got a new album that's about to come out.
I had an album.
Okay.
Until the
the
burglary.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, you know what? I'll just line up a few songs that I really like, and let's put those out, and we'll see what happens.
Do you know when they're coming out?
Next month.
Next month.
Well, the first one is like I'll probably have some music in the meantime, because that's the beauty of pressing that reset button, you know. Because I thought I had an album, like, okay, this is what it got to be. This is what it, like, everything, and then something changes, and I will adapt to it. So now I will probably start over, but I still have like a whole pile of music, and I would just put it out there. Like, I don't have to officially release it, just as a, you know, just to keep people occupied, basically. Yeah. You know. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
So next month, so that would be April. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
We're still like planning everything. I'm still looking for the right director to do the video, and once we got that, then it's gonna be out there like really soon.
Okay.
Finance Mess. That's the new single.
There you go.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you're a very busy man, so thank you so much for taking time out to chat with us.
It was fun
on Balcony TV. Well, like I said, that's pretty much all the time we have today. Make sure you catch Mr. Probz's Balcony TV performance soon. You will be doing one
next month, right?
Next month,
yeah,
exactly.
Next
so that's coming out soon. So make sure you watch out for that. Until then, though, I'm Priscillia Seelan for Balcony TV Los Angeles. Ciao.